and welcome to Hero Power. I'm your host, Avanties, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host.
Exhausted.
Welcome to the show,
Zerotio.
Exhausted. Glad to have you back.
Uh, so we are recording Sunday evening so that we can talk about the World Championships that happened this weekend, which we'll get to. But unfortunately, that means it's at the end of the night after I get off work and after Avanti's has had a long day. So I am tired, but I am really excited to talk about Hearthstone this week. I'll just jump in. I've been
Hey,
playing a
Zerotio,
lot. Uh huh.
why don't you just jump in and tell us about your week?
Yeah, I'll do that. So I'm tired, man. Um, no, Hearthstone wise, I'm really enjoying playing standard. I have this thing where I usually hit legend and I might play a few odd decks, but I don't really push. And I'm not so much pushing right now, but I'm kind of staying in the same rank. I'm sitting right at a 50% win rate, and I'm just playing lots of decks that I enjoy. And right now I'm playing a kind of a token death, token demon hunter
Mm-hmm.
that DragonriderDK Donnie was playing on her stream. I think she got the list from Draco Cat. Um, but yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I've been playing some mage. I kind of made some hero power mage, and also been playing lots of mercenaries and grinding out tasks. I'm really liking Hearthstone right now. I know I've said it the last couple weeks, but this is about the time where I rush for legend early, I get it done, and then I kind of take a break because of the holidays, and I just want to keep playing. So
Yeah, no.
kudos.
I agree right there with you. If this weekend has shown me anything, it's there are some really fun decks that are out there to be played, and I too have been enjoying the standard format, which I am not a fan of constructed Hearthstone,
Yeah,
and I'm really enjoying it right now.
that's awesome. I know we've had a lot of Hearthstone changes with we had battlegrounds and we have mercenaries and we've had the change of the way they do solo content, the addition of mini sets, and we've kind of said there's so much to do in Hearthstone right now. And I know Team Five kind of said they're going to be taking a step back from making new ways to play Hearthstone and kind of, you know, fleshing out some of the behind the scenes and just focusing on sets,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm excited for because that's good. And also we've had some information about the competitive scene changing, which is exciting to hear about. We'll talk about that in the news. Um, but Hearthstone just feels fresh right now, which is saying a lot considering what's going on with Blizzard and a lot of the injustices that are going on at Blizzard that are affecting the employees. They have been it has impacted some of the release schedules for things like Diablo and World of Warcraft patches and things like that. But it seems as if the Hearthstone team, while still in solidarity with the other employees at Blizzard, are also very passionate about creating good content for their player base, and they're still just grinding it out and working hard. I know Cora is constantly tweeting about her feelings as well as her excitement for the game as a developer. And of course, she's not the only developer. That's the one that I see the most.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really appreciate the passion and dedication the Hearthstone team has been putting towards Hearthstone, and I really hope they continue it into 2022.
Yeah, no, I agree. The last few expansions have been absolutely fantastic,
Yeah,
and if 2022 is anything like 2021, I think we're going to be in for a good time as far as Hearthstone goes. Um, I haven't really gotten to play a whole lot this week. I've been wrapping up at work, gearing down for the holidays. So I've been really busy, and then I spent the last 2 days pretty much just watching the World Championships. So yeah, that's pretty much been my week. Next week, I'm gonna have I'm gonna find myself with a lot of free time next week and the following week, and so I'm really planning on grinding out some Hearthstone and some Diablo 3 because the season 25 just started,
Yep.
and I actually just bought myself a new 40-inch TV that's here in my office, connected
Nice.
connected to my PlayStation. So I'm gonna play some console games that I have been neglecting and wanting to play. So I've
So
got
now you have
got a big
now
2 weeks of gaming coming.
now all you have to do is install a bathroom, and you'll never have to leave that closet you sit in.
Right? It would be fantastic. I mean, I've got the door right here that goes out to the garage. I could just step outside, go down into the woods and take a leak. I'd be good.
It's true. It's true.
It's a great thing
Got
about
almost
living out in the
everything you need.
country in the middle of Tennessee. It's a lot of woods. Nobody ever goes in except to hunt. So,
That's fair. That sounds like an accident waiting to happen. But let's talk about the 2021 Grandmasters World Championships that happened this weekend.
so we talked a little bit about this last week. We talked about the competitors that were going to be playing, and let me just say, there were some absolutely fantastic games
Yes.
in this championship.
Yeah, and not just the decks. There were some major next level plays.
Yeah.
Like,
So
kind of reminded me of the Hunter Ace, the way that Hunter Ace kind of like bluffed. I think it was Bunny Hopper, or it might have been Viper. I can't remember which.
yeah,
That kind of bluffed that he had played a specific secret when it was a different secret. Those type of next level micro and macro level gameplays that were just really impressive, especially by Glory and McBanterface, as well as Gabby and a few others.
I was going to say, I
Who
really
stuck out.
want to shout out Gabby here because
Yes.
Gabby is I told you last week, I have no idea who this is. Well, turns out a lot of people didn't know who this was because Gabby wasn't old enough to compete last
No.
year.
Yeah.
Gabby is just 16 years old. He is a French national and Hearthstone Grandmaster, and he's a damn good player. Now,
Yeah, I think.
I
I
will
think
admit, at times he shows his age a little and gets a little emotional in front of the camera, but
Yeah,
he makes some solid plays.
and he makes for some good viewing experiences because so you have these really tense moments and you're looking at his opponent trying to figure out what he's going to do that turn, and they got real tense. They have the cams on him, and it's very tense, and you look down at Gabby and he's singing to whatever's playing in his ears, and he's jamming and dancing.
Yeah,
It was so much fun to watch. Now, there obviously were moments where he had to focus, and he kind of got away from that kind of playfulness. And he didn't do good his first match and had to come out of the losers bracket to make it further in the tournament,
yeah.
make it to the semifinals. And he did send out a tweet that says, "Hey, I figured out what I did wrong. I was focusing too much, and I just needed to play."
Yes, and I thought that was really good on his behalf. The fact that he is mature enough to
Yes.
realize that was fantastic.
Yeah, sometimes there's those cerebral players that have to play, that has to think every second of the rope and play it all out. And then there's some snap players like Casey and obviously Gabby, and they just kind of just go by instinct, and that's how they play, and that's how Gabby is. Gabby, I think, is arguably one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world when it comes to consistency. But yeah, let's break it down.
All right. So we're just going to talk about the top four, the semifinals and the finals. So in the semifinals, as you said, Gabby had to come back out of the losers bracket, and he ended up having to face last year's defending world champion Glory.
Mm-hmm.
And in the other bracket, we had Possessi facing off against McBannerface, who
Your favorite player
also worked his way back out of the losers bracket. Yeah, McBannerface with cheese made it to the top four.
So okay. Before we talk about Glory and Gabby, or before we talk about both matches, you had some criticism about McBanterface, mainly his name. Did your opinion of McBanterface change at all after seeing him play this weekend?
My opinion of his play is fine. I think he would be a world caliber player if he changed his name.
I say I'm fine with his name. I that's not offensive. It plays into
I believe the word you're looking for is absurd. That would be the word to describe it.
It's absurd. It's absurd.
Ridiculous? Sure. No, ridiculous is already taken with a hat. Absurd would be the name. Would be the word.
It is definitely absurd, and I love McBanterface. I think he's a great representative for North America and the U.S. specifically. I'm glad he made it into the top four. So we had Glory versus Gabby. If you watch any of the games, I think it was game 4.
Wait. Question. Did McBannerface crowdsource his name on the internet? Because I remember a few years ago there was a McBodie Boatface or something that was crowdsourced for some boat in Europe. Did he crowdsource it? If he crowdsourced his name from the internet, it totally makes sense.
You just can't get it. I think it was Bodie McBoderson, but is what you're thinking of. But going back to Glory versus Gabby. So Gabby was playing Rogue. He was playing the combo Rogue. I forget the card. Does the bleeds. And then Glory was on the Druid. So Gabby saw that Glory obviously was trying to go for turn 4. He's going to ramp. So he uses his turn 3 to kind of set up all of, he plays his full combos and then puts them back in his hand to have this really cheap hand to go off so that he can neophyte on 4, locking down Glory. Well, Glory, seeing that, goes ahead and on 4 utilizes his or on 3 utilizes his lightning blooms and coin to get out a turn 3 celestial alignment, basically negating all of that work.
Yes, it was phenomenal to see it
that
happen.
Gabby did, and it was probably the best play of the tournament because you had Gabby that was kind of next leveling Glory. And then Glory, seeing the possibility of him being countered the counter. And it was amazing. I was really impressed by both Gabby's line of play as well as Glory's line of play. And Gabby wasn't completely out, but he ended up losing that. It was just too much to come back. But he kept fighting and he kept pushing forward. But Glory ends up defeating Gabby 3-2. This is a 5-game series.
Yeah, it went all 5 games, and it was phenomenal.
So at this point, we have Glory in the finals for the second year in a row, which hasn't been done.
There has never been a repeat world champion, a back-to-back world
No,
champion.
there's never been a repeat finals contestant, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
We haven't had one person make it to the finals 2 years in a row.
In a row. I was gonna say, I think Luna has made it twice in different years, but I don't think it was back in back-to-back years.
I'm not. It definitely wasn't back-to-back years. I'd have to research. I'm pretty sure she was like top 8, then top 4, then made it to the finals. I don't think she made it to the finals twice, but I could be wrong. Again, my memory's not the greatest right now. And then we had Possessi versus McBanterface, and this also goes to a 5-game series where Possessi defeats McBanterface 3-2, and this is not only an Asia Pacific versus Asia Pacific finals, it's a Japan versus Japan finals.
Yes.
What do you think about it? Because
so
the APAC region
it was Japan versus Japan. It was practice partner versus practice partner.
Yep.
It was friend versus friend.
And it was last year's champion in the finals.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you had Glory going for his repeat, being the first 2-time champion as well as the first repeat champion, and then Possessi basically going from friend to rival, attempting to steal that opportunity from arguably one of his best friends.
Yes. No, it was a great match.
Yeah, and it was a great story. I think it was Sottle that said it, or it might have been TJ, that like this a better script couldn't have been written, because even beyond Asia Pacific versus Asia Pacific in the finals, it lined up so that Gia and Derek Brown both casted that match.
Yes.
Who are the APAC casters. So and that's just kind of, they do a round robin with the casters, so you're not guaranteed to cast anything specific. So honestly, it couldn't have been written any better. Now, I didn't get a chance to watch the finals because they started right as I had to leave for work.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know you said that went to game 5.
Yes. So I watched the finals. I watched all the games. So it started. Glory piloted his Druid deck phenomenally, and
which is part of the story of his tournament.
That Druid, that Celestial Alignment Druid deck, when piloted by a professional, is damn impressive.
Now, one other thing I did notice is one of the decks that Glory brought that did really well was Paladin. He brought a Libram Paladin, I think it was. And if I'm not mistaken, Possessi banned his Paladin.
Banned his Paladin, and Glory banned
Demon
Possessi's Hunter.
Was it Hunter or Demon Hunter?
Hunter. Banned his Hunter because game 5 was Demon Hunter versus Demon Hunter.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So yeah, it was phenomenal. And as I just alluded to, Glory won game 1, Glory won game 2, really quick, back-to-back wins. So he's up 2-0, and Possessi has to then win 3 games in a row against Glory's Demon Hunter.
And Possessi also was running Demon Hunter.
Correct. So Possessi got his first win. It was his Rogue against the Demon Hunter. And then he got his second win as Druid versus Demon Hunter.
Oh, okay.
And then it went to game 5, and it was Demon Hunter versus Demon Hunter. And let me tell you, that match, if you don't watch anything else from this weekend, go watch that Demon Hunter versus Demon Hunter game, because that match was all about the glide. Glide
Wow.
decided who won the world championship.
Yeah, because in that Demon Hunter versus Demon Hunter matchup where they're both running the quest combo OTK Demon Hunter, it's all about trying to glide their quest reward, which is Kurtrus.
Kurtrus, yeah.
And it is possible to finish the quest and play Kurtrus on the same turn, but it's really, really, really difficult unless it's really late in the game.
So here's the thing. Neither one of them had glide by the time they completed their Kurtrus. They both got Kurtrus off. Glide still decided who won that match.
Wow. That's amazing. I got to go back and watch it.
It was an incredible game.
So we know that Japan won, and we know that Demon Hunter won game 5. The question is, who won?
So yeah, the person who got their glide off that mattered the most and pulled out the win was Possessi.
Wow. So we didn't get the story of the 2-time champion.
We did not get the 2-time champion, but we did get the 2-time country and the best friend of the last year's champion winning.
I will say that I think Glory has the potential to be one of the greatest Hearthstone players ever. He's always competed at a very high level. And obviously he's a world champion. And I think the only previous world champion that did really well in future world championships was Tom 60229.
Yes. Yeah,
but he never made it to the finals.
Derek and Gia, of course, had to mention going into the start of the finals, they were like, up to this point, EU has 3 champions, NA has 1 champion, and the APAC has 2. But we have 2 APAC players in this final. So guess who's fixing to tie the EU?
Yeah, it was definitely Apex year. I'll tell you this. So Asia Pacific has always done well, but Japan hasn't really stepped it up until about 2 years ago.
Yes.
It's mainly been the Korean players that have kind of stepped out and done well in the APAC regions. But Japan has really stepped it up with you have Possessi, you have Glory, you have Alutimu. Those 3 Japanese representatives are probably some of the best players in the world. I mean, obviously Possessi and Glory definitely are the best 2 players in the world as of this year.
Currently, So let's talk about what they take home. So Possessi gets $200,000 for first place. Glory takes home another $100,000 for his second place finish. McBanterface and Gabby are both going home with $50,000. And then the other 4 players, Nao Guadan, Frenetic, Tianming, and Xiaobai, all 4 go home with $25,000 each.
Yeah, so they got $25,000 just for competing this weekend.
Yes.
Which obviously you say it kind of minimizes it. Or they made $25,000 just for showing up. Obviously, they had to play at a high level to qualify for this. So
exactly.
They didn't just show up and get $25,000. They've been competing all year long to make sure they were in this position.
Yeah.
And I think they deserved it. And good on them. I know we have some changes to esports coming.
Yeah, so this was news to me. I guess they had announced it early on Saturday, but I was at work the first half of the day, And so I missed the first part of the tournament. And then Saturday night, as I was watching it, as they were getting ready to go off the air, they announced that Grandmasters is being phased out and a new
Yes.
Hearthstone esports system is being introduced in 2022.
Yes, so the Grandmaster system is still going to be in effect for 2022, but it's going to be the final year of Grandmasters. So they broke it down. Abar created a blog post that's HS Esports evolves in 2022, and I'm going to paraphrase some of this stuff. And the first section here says, as we enter 2022, the Hearthstone Esports team is re-examining how to best nurture the long-term sustainability of competitive Hearthstone and how best to support this incredible and global community. So they use the term long-term, which makes me happy, because that means they're going to consider the player's longevity and sustainability to do this as a living. Because when you're a professional player, this usually has to be your job, because you have to have so much effort and energy into maintaining that level of performance. The money should back it up. So with so much going on or changing in 2022, here's a quick breakdown of what you can expect before jumping into the full announcement. So 2022 World Championship will feature 16 players, 4 from Grandmasters, 4 from China, and 8 from Masters Tours. So that's going to be the World Championship next year.
Yeah, so that effectively doubles the amount of players from this year. This year we only had a top 8.
Yes.
So.
And then it says 6 Masters Tours culminating in 2 new Masters Seasonal Championships. So the Masters Seasonal Championships, I assume, is where we're going to be getting the pool for the World Championship.
Correct. Yeah, the Masters Tours, the winners will probably go into this. Or I think they said like the top 8 or 16 from each of these will move on to the seasonal championships, and then they'll weed it down from there.
And then it says Grandmaster's final year with a 4-week season 1 will feed into a reduced 16-player final season. So they're going to do a 4-week season 1 and then break that down. Probably top 16 players total will go into the final season. And then lastly, they're doing a Battlegrounds Lobby Legends. So this looks as if it's separate from the Masters Tour and Grandmasters Tour.
Yeah.
I know Abar kind of teased that Battlegrounds would be involved in HS Esports, and a lot of people were really nervous. They're like, oh no, does that mean, our Grandmaster players like Luna, Glory and them are going to have to play Battlegrounds 2? No, it's not. It's not going to be like a Grand Prix style play. The Battlegrounds is going to have its own competitive season. They broke into it a little bit, but basically they just said conclusion: Hearthstone Esports will be distinct from the competitive constructed ecosystem. We are thrilled to introduce the new Battlegrounds Lobby Legends. Throughout 2022, players will be able to compete for a share of $500,000 USD prize pool spread across multiple one-off events. So these are just going to be one-off events with prize pool in them, kind of like what DreamHack does and things like that.
Basically, they're going to do a global event featuring the top ladder players from the Americas, Asia Pacific, Europe, and China. Day 1 of the tournament will feature group play with players receiving points each match based off how they finish in the lobby. And then the top players from each group, based on points, will advance to a second day playoff. And that's how the Battlegrounds tournament will happen. So
that'll be neat. I'm excited.
I am
see
too.
The changes.
I love Battlegrounds, so I'm excited to see
I love
how
watching.
this works.
one more thing is on the 2022 total prize pools, along with Battleground Legends, all of their various Masters Tours and Grandmasters, a total prize pool of $3 million USD.
Yeah.
That's about $1 million more. I think it was $2 million, wasn't it?
I
This
think
year?
this year's was right
Now,
about 2
obviously,
million. So
they've added the Lobby Legends,
yeah,
and then they've added a couple,
right.
a
So
little bit.
how this breaks down is the 6 Masters tours will distribute a total of 1.5 million across all the places that do pay across
Yes.
all 6 tournaments. And then Grandmaster Season 1 will have a share of $250,000. Grandmaster Season 2 Last Call will have a share of $150,000. And then the Masters Season 1 Championship will have a split prize pool of $50,000. Master Season 2 will have $50,000. And then the 2022 World Championship. Now, keep in mind, this is going to be split over 16 places if they pay everyone, like they did this year, where they only had 8, is $500,000. And then the Battlegrounds Lobby Legends is $500,000, totaling $3 million.
Okay, that sounds good to me. I'm excited. This also opens up a lot more avenues for your competitive grinders that do these open tournaments to try to get into Masters Tour to eventually get into the World Championships. Because right now, for 2021, if you weren't a Grandmaster, you couldn't make it to World Championships.
Correct.
Yet in 2022, me sitting on my couch one day could decide to enter one of these tournaments, spike it, make it into one of the Masters Tours,
One of the Masters Season Championships,
and then the Masters Tours, spike it, then make it to the Masters Season Championship, spike it, and then I could go to World Championships.
Correct.
Obviously, that is a very hard thing to do, but this kind of reminds me of the DreamHack days where somebody would go spike a DreamHack, make it to an HCT, they win that, and then they go to the seasonal championship, win that, and then they got to go to World Championships.
Yeah.
Obviously not an easy road, the hardest road you can go, but the one thing that's been missing with the Grandmaster system is your grinders, your players that go to just dream hacks or do the at-home tournaments. They never had a chance to make it into the bigs quickly.
Yeah.
Relatively. They had to grind all the way out, and then they might get an invite to Grandmasters, and then they had to grind again to get to World Championships. It was like a good, solid, if you were one of the top competitors, it would take you a full 2 years to possibly make it to the World Championships. And now you could do it in the same calendar year. It'd be very difficult, but you could.
Yep.
And I like that. It reminds me of Magic the Gathering tournaments.
It does. Yeah. All right. Well, that's...
well, there's one more thing.
The new competitive format. I guess we should talk about that.
So A-Bar tweets out, we have a new competitive format we'll be experimenting with in 2022 called Trio. We'll feature Trio in Grandmasters first, but very eager to hear feedback on how much folks enjoyed playing / watching it. Could be used for other purposes in the future if it's fun. Now, this reminds me of when they went to Specialist for a short time. This is kind of how they announced Specialist.
Well, yeah, except I really, as an organizer, as a tournament organizer, I love this because it puts players on the spot. They have to know all the classes well. They can't just come in and expect to play their 3 favorite classes or what they think are the 3 best decks, because all players will have to choose randomly or blindly without knowledge a group of classes.
Yeah, okay, let's start at the top here and break it down. What I was talking about is how they announced it was similar to Specialist. The format's very much different. So trio format follows these rules. Bullet 1 is prior to the start of trio format, Blizzard or the tournament organizer will provide players with groups of 3 classes. Blizzard or the tournament organizer reserves the right to determine how many different groups are offered, as well as the method by which the groups of 3 classes are selected. Multiple groups may share 1 or 2 classes, but no 2 groups can be identical. So, as a tournament organizer, you make pools. You could do it randomly or whatever you want.
Yeah, I could have
pools of 3 classes.
Have warrior, rogue, shaman. I could have warrior, mage, druid. I could have priest, druid, shaman. But it's all mixed up, and they're all in like a blind draw, and you have to draw one of those out, and those are the classes you have to submit.
No, that's not.
Well, they get to choose one of those.
Yeah, so basically, every player has the same pool of class choices. Now, all players choose from one of the groups of 3 classes blindly. What they mean by blindly is it's without knowledge of other players' selection. So it's just like now you bring your decks blindly without knowing what other players are doing.
Okay, so basically then I would put up a board with all the available options. They have to pick one, build those 3 classes, and then submit those deck lists without knowing what everybody else has picked.
Exactly. Okay. So they still have player agency on what they pick, but the organizers can say, oh, well, the meta has been dominated by Shaman, Paladin, and Warlock.
So those 3 are not going to be an option to choose from.
We don't want to have those 3 together.
Yeah.
We want to kind of mix and match. So somebody might say, well, I'm really good at Paladin, Warlock, because those are the best decks, but there isn't the third option I want's not there. So they have to find something else that may be outside their wheelhouse, or maybe doesn't play exactly into that play style.
Yeah.
It's going to be, I'm really interested in seeing what class selections are given and how many selections, because you could really, if you do like 6 different combinations, and your whole player pools are all going to be a combination of those 6 trio choices,
right?
Or you go into another tournament that has 12 different options.
Yeah. So
then that's really going to be more diverse.
So basically, once they have selected their trio and submitted their deck lists, then it's just like a normal best of 5 conquest without a ban phase.
Yeah, it's conquest with no ban. That's the part that really excites me, is there is no banning. So if there is one dominant class, it can't just be banned.
Mm-hmm.
And this also gives Blizzard esports and tournament organizers to say, hey, right now the meta is so imbalanced and Paladin is just the best class. We just won't include it in the tournament.
Correct.
Based on this description, it doesn't say all 10 classes have to be represented. So if there is, a set that comes out a week before the tournament, and everybody finds out that Paladin has 4 or 5% more win rate based on internal statistics, well, then they just won't put Paladin in the rotations.
Yeah.
So, it's another balancing tournaments out.
There's something else I want to talk about that they're doing that, as a tournament organizer, I like, and that is wrong class selection penalty has been changed. So in the past, for all Blizzard events, if you select the wrong class and start a game, it's an automatic game loss. Now, in tournaments, this infraction occurs when a player incorrectly selects a banned or eliminated class, selects a class they did not register a deck for, or is being observed for broadcast and selects a different class. It would then it'd be a game loss. Well, the initial penalty for this infraction is being set to a warning.
Okay.
So, it kind of gives a little leniency to people who might make an honest mistake. It's not going to be an automatic game loss. So basically, they've downgraded it to a warning, which I think is good.
I don't. And the reason is, and I've been in tournaments where this has happened, where people will game a system where they'll I've been in like tournaments that are not so mandated, and they'll queue up a banned class and go, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that," but they saw what class you picked as your first class.
Okay.
And most people go, "Oh, that was a simple mistake."
I'm just saying, if this rule had been in place, I wouldn't have had to give Brian Kibler a loss.
No, you still would have had to give Brian Kibler a loss because he played with the right class. He just played a card that wasn't submitted.
That's covered in this rule change.
Is it? Okay.
Yep.
So it'd just be a regame.
He played a deck that he did not register for the current tournament.
So I just worry since the it's changed to just a warning. Players can obviously can't do it all the time because if they do it all the time, then they'll eventually get penalized.
So the way I see it is you get one warning per tournament because most people don't do it more than once in a tournament.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent on this because part of me I understand. It's a little less penalizing, but at the same time, there are players out there that will game the system and try to find advantages to go ahead and taking their warning. And I don't know. Okay. I think it still should be a game loss.
Okay.
That's just my personal opinion as a competitor.
All right. Well, I guess that covers the news. Let's talk about our deck of the week. So, this week we have been we are looking at a token Demon Hunter that was that you had got from our good friend Dragon Rider, right?
Yeah, DragonriderDK was streaming this. I believe she had it listed for Draco, which I believe is Draco Cat. Is where she got her source. I'm not 100% certain on that, but that's the name of the deck was Draco. And the only person I could think of in her community was Draco Cat. And it is a token Demon Hunter. So the whole goal is to do the Expendable Performers combo with the new Kurtrus Demon Render.
Okay.
Hero card.
Let's run down the deck list and then we'll talk about it and then we'll play some games with it. So this deck contains 2 Fury, 2 Illidari Studies, 1 Blood Mage Thalnos, 2 Chaos Strike, 2 Fel Barrage, 2 Felfire Deadeye, 2 Immolation Aura, 2 Aldraki Warblades, 2 Chaos Leech, 2 Mage Hunter, 1 Rustrot Viper, 2 Fel Gorger, 2 Guild Trader, 1 Kurtrus Demon Render, 2 Skull of Gul'dan, 2 Expendable Performers, and 1 Jace Darkweaver. So, right away, this deck seems very aggro-ish.
Kind of, yes.
Just by going off the deck list.
You utilize a lot of this as control pieces. It does have some bad matchups. If your opponent doesn't play minions, it's really hard to win.
Okay.
You end up having to rely on Jace and then just solidifying on the board and getting that chip damage.
I want to point out that seems to be a theme for Demon Hunter because this weekend, all the Demon Hunter decks that were played in the World Championship were OTK, Il'gynoth.
Yes.
And if your opponent doesn't play minions, then you have to wait a really long time until you can fill your board and use your minions. So not having your opponent not having minions seems like a pretty common theme for Demon Hunters not having a win condition.
That is true. Now, this one, if they don't play minions, like against Mage, for instance, Um, you can win with Jace by building up all the fell spells and then getting so much attack with your face that you just can go face, and you're chipping damage the whole along the way. But the primary win condition is the combo. Now the combo is use Kurtrus Demon Render, which is your hero card,
Mm-hmm.
and his hero power is 1 mana to give you +2 attack. When a friendly minion attacks, refresh this.
Okay. So you
play,
want to try to build up a huge attack.
Yes, so you play the Fellfire Deadeyes for 2 mana, making your hero power free.
Mm-hmm.
You then play Expendable Performers, which will at that point give you 6 1/1s with Rush. So your opponent needs to have a total of, for the full combo, your opponent needs to have a total of 12 health on the board. Every time you trade in one of those Rush minions, you use your hero power. If you can do all 6, they refresh, and you get 6 more. And once they're all used, that's a total of 26 damage with your hero.
Okay.
So a total of 12 reactivations, or 2 each, and then the initial activation.
Right.
And all those are free because of the Fellfire Deadeye.
Okay.
So that's the full combo. The one card in here that really stands out as one of the best cards to me is Mage Hunter. So it's a 3 mana 2/3 that silences with Rush, that silences a minion that attacks.
Oh, okay.
So if they play a big taunt or they play a bunch of buffs, I've been farming paladins with this deck. It's just really good. Now, I'm sitting at about a 50% win rate with this deck.
Uh-huh.
I'm still learning it. I've made some mistakes. So I think the win rate's going to be significantly higher. And it obviously has some bad matchups. It doesn't do well against Mage. It doesn't do the greatest versus Warlock, though I am a winning win rate against it. I'm 3-2 versus Warlock, but it's really hard against Warlock. You kind of need the Viper to kill the weapon, and there's not anything from hand that can stop the LTK.
Okay.
So you got to get your OTK off first, and they usually don't have minions on the board to run into. So I end up focusing on a Jace win. So when I'm facing the Demon Hunters, but against Paladin, I'm really good. I'm 4-2 versus Paladin right now. Druid's another bad matchup along with Mage and Warlock. Druid I thought would be really good, but it's not. Once they're able to Celestial Alignment, you're basically dead in the water.
Yeah. Because
you need that mana. You need to be able. I've won a couple, but it's hard at that point.
Okay. All right. Well, I am looking forward to actually. I haven't gotten to play this deck yet, so I don't know what it looks like. So I'm looking forward to seeing it get played here during the play portion of the show. So, with that said, do want to point out there will be no new episode next week, as we will be celebrating the holidays with our families. Mm-hmm. So we are shooting to be back the first Saturday of the new year, which I believe, or I say the first Saturday. The episode will release on that Monday, so I think that's January 3rd. You'll get a new episode of Hero Power.
So to our listeners, have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate, and Happy New Year.
Absolutely, have a Happy New Year, and we hope 2022 is good to you and your family, and we look forward to celebrating with you. So, all right, gang. If you are joining us on YouTube, please stay tuned as we go into the live play portion of our show. If you are listening via our audio podcast, we'd like to thank you for joining us. And remember, you can follow us on Twitter at HeroPower_cast. You can find all of our past episodes on YouTube at youtube.com/ECMMOGamers or on our website at HeroPowerHS.com. If you enjoy the show, you'd like to help support and improve it, you can do so by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/heropower. And we'll see you all again next week.
And don't, or next year.
Next year, yeah.
And don't forget to use your hero power, then use your hero power, then use your hero power, then use your hero power, and you get it.
All right.
All that talking, all those jokes you made about we won't record till next year. We won't record till next year. You forget to say next year at the end of the show.
Yeah, I know. All right, I am launching Hearthstone now. Give me just a second.
I am ready to play. Ugh.
Sounds like you're ready to sleep.
I am ready to sleep. It is past my bedtime, and tonight my second job was hell. It was a rough night.
Well, I've got tomorrow and Tuesday to work both of my jobs, and then my second job closes for the holiday. So.
Yeah, I work tomorrow, Tuesday at FedEx, and then my primary job I got to work through Thursday, but Thursday probably won't be that late.
Yeah.
We'll probably get out early. Then I'll be coming to your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I
thought we'd avoid a SpongeBob reference, but nope. Yeah, I forgot who I'm co-hosting with.
That's right. I'm SpongeBob's best friend.
So yes, you are. So does that make me SpongeBob? No, please don't. This is a good matchup. I usually try to hard mulligan for Mage Hunters.
Okay. So we got Chaos Leech, Fel Barrage, Thalnos, and Aldraki Warblades.
Fel Barrage is also pretty good to have early. I think I'm going to keep the Fel Barrage, but throw everything else back.
Okay.
Because Fel Barrage is going to deal with a small Divine Shield minion, a small buffed minion. Doesn't quite deal with Trogs.
Ooh, we got both expendable performers.
Yeah, that locks up our hands pretty bad for outcast cards, unfortunately. Yeah. So you want to attack with your face anytime you can, because that's just going to empower your hero card, Kurtrus Demon Render, later.
Okay.
So I'm just going to hero power it on this 1/1. Anytime that you can hero power, and before playing the hero card, hero power instead of using a card, I usually choose the hero power.
Okay.
Because it will make your rush minions better. Ooh, no wisdom.
Well, there's the Mage Hunter.
There's the Mage Hunter. So we got two options here. We can Fel Barrage this or Immolation Aura. I think Immolation Aura is going to be more useful later.
I agree.
If we Fel Barrage, I think we don't have enough mana to hero power first, so that's all we're doing on this. We could just hero power and hit this and see what he does.
I don't hate that.
Because we have lots of life gain in this deck. There's lots of stuff with lifesteal. So we can kind of just slow play this, which is usually what I do.
Stonehearth Vindicator. Okay.
Good. So we're going to get a buff on here. Ooh, he didn't. Okay. So that will leave the 1/1 Divine Shield behind. So we can just Mage Hunter into this.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think I like that. Okay. I think I'd rather hero power into the 4/2 and then use the Fel Barrage to clear both of them. It'll leave the Divine Shield, but that's something we can clean up with
later.
Yeah,
okay. It
That makes
removes
sense?
5 damage from the board and just leaves a 1/1.
Yeah. Which can be cleaned up by Immolation Aura, Mage Hunter, or whatever.
Yeah.
I try to save the Mage Hunters for Trogs, because Trogs are the worst.
Right.
Because you could trade into a Trog with a Mage Hunter and it's still alive. They have to deal with that Mage Hunter.
Yeah.
Because if they play something into it, the Mage Hunter can run into that one too. He is slow playing as well.
What are your thoughts about the Mage Hunter here and clearing one of them and then using hero power to clear the other?
Not sure if I like that because I think, again, I'd rather take more important buffs off. I think if we're going to do that, we might as well just Immolation Aura.
Okay.
If we Immolation Aura, then we can then Chaos Strike. That'll give us a card draw. So let's Chaos Strike first. Because I like using the Chaos Strikes early so that they add to the Jace Darkweaver pool.
Okay.
And I just kind of use Chaos Strikes as card draw for the most part. Ooh, another Chaos Strike. That's not bad. So we'll Immolation Aura, just swing face.
Okay.
I would like to find our Warblades so we can get some life gain going. But we're never going to be able to cast that skull. Ugh.
Hey.
Ooh. There's Jace.
Yeah. We're still a few turns from being able to cast him.
I think we start with Chaos Strike.
Okay.
What are you thinking here?
Uh,
That Mage Hunter doesn't do anything to that.
It doesn't. All it does is remove the taunt and the divine shield, and then it dies.
We're probably gonna Expendable Performers next turn.
Okay.
I think we just Chaos Strike to get the card draw.
Yeah.
And then go from there.
Another Fury. Doesn't really help.
I wish we had a way to pop that Divine Shield that we could finish it off. But we don't. So I'm just gonna Hero Power and probably just gonna pass.
Okay.
I hate not attacking, but there really isn't a good... That's just taking damage for no reason. I feel like he's slow playing something.
There's a Bannerman.
Hand buff. So we can clear this. So second Mage Hunter is going to be nice. So we can use the Expendable Performers to clear this board.
Yeah.
I think we do that.
Okay. So coin, expendable performers.
Vengeance. If you didn't know, Vengeance.
I think I've heard that somewhere before.
Just in case you weren't aware, Vengeance. I do want to try to get these Furies off next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So that they're in the Jace pool.
Right.
Because that's another way to win.
So there's Cariel.
We need our Rushrock Viper. I would take Warblades here too.
Trade.
Guild Trader. Let's trade that.
Yeah. Kurtrus.
Doesn't set up for Jace next turn if we Kurtrus now. But I think Kurtrus now is the right play. Yeah. What do you think? Kurtrus?
Yeah, I think we need the armor.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to be able to burst us from 14. But he has to deal with these 4/4s.
Right.
And any taunt he can put down, we can Mage Hunter it. We can Mage Hunter that. Does it not have? Okay, yeah, it does.
Now that we have, well, yeah, I was gonna say now that
Here's
we,
the Deadeye.
yeah.
So what does Jace do for us this turn? Jace will do a Fell Barrage, which if we run in the 4/4, will kill that.
It also cast the Immolation Aura
And it will cast both Chaos Strikes,
and both
which means
Chaos
we'll also
Strikes.
draw cards.
Yeah.
But it won't cast the Furies.
Because the Furies are still in our hand. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't see. I think the right play is going to be the Jace though. So we run this in first,
Okay.
then we Jace, and we swing face. We're set up for combo, but the problem with that is it's not enough to kill him. Obviously, because he has the weapon.
Right.
So we have the combo in our hand, and we can do it at 9 mana.
We need
So
the Rust Rot Viper to get rid of the weapon.
Viper, and we just need to stay alive.
Yeah.
Gonna burn a card here.
Are we?
Oh no, we're not. We're at
We
9
have
cards
9
now.
cards in our hand.
I thought we had 10. Chaos Leech is good.
Yeah.
So
outcast it to kill Cariel?
Yeah, I think we kill Cariel with that. And then the Fell Barrage will kill the 3/4. And then we Mage Hunter and Fury and hit face.
Yeah, I think so.
Or maybe we don't Fury. Maybe we save it for next turn. I think we Mage Hunter and just use our hero power.
Okay.
So if we go Fell Barrage. Well, if we Mage Hunter, we can kill this.
Yes, we can.
If we use a Fury now.
Yes.
So I think we use the Fury now and kill this. Oh. We haven't got either we need the Warblades to come back for health. And we definitely need the Viper to be able to get lethal. The full combo is 26 damage if he has enough health on the board. Okay, Wisdom. That's both Wisdom, so he's going to lose. Oh, please put them... Oh, they're going to put them on her, aren't they? That's smart. They only put one on her.
Trade?
Do what?
Do we trade the Guild Trader? Yep.
I think we do.
Skull.
Okay. Okay. I think we trade still, right?
I think we trade still. We're digging for that restaurant.
Yeah, we're not getting it. Let's Illidari study, see what we get. There's an I-beam.
Yeah.
Kill the 3/3.
Yep.
Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13.
So he's
14.
going to burn a card next turn.
Yeah, he's got 15 from hand. We just tear power and hit face. Oh, that Viper. He might have lethal. I think he's got... 17. That's it. With the wisdoms he got in his hand,
Yeah.
that's enough. Yeah, that's going to be lethal. It's kind of smart of him not to play all the wisdoms. Probably thought of the Mage Hunter when he did that. 15. That's lethal.
Yeah.
Not having that. I mean, if we would have drawn those Viper or even the Warblade, so we could heal up some. We would have been in a good spot.
All right, let's try it
But
again.
like any card that relies on combo,
Yeah.
your card draw can make or break you.
Hence why it's so important you watch that Demon Hunter versus Demon Hunter matchup, Glory and Possessi in the finals. It was so good. And it was all about the glide card draw.
Priest. I'm 1-1 versus Priest with this deck.
Okay. Do we want to keep the Mage Hunter here?
Something's telling me to keep the Mage Hunter.
What about Illidari Studies?
Illidari Studies is not a bad keep. Felgorger, surprisingly, is a good keep because it's card draw and it can help you deal with the board. I think I just keep this whole hand.
Okay.
It sounds really weird, but I think so. And Felgorger most of your spells you'll draw will be free.
Benedictus.
Okay, so I haven't played this version.
So we just hero power go face?
Yep. We know his healing's going to be limited, so most of our face damage is going to stick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Neophyte right out of the gate.
Fine with that.
Where were you last game, traitor?
He's like, hey, I'm here. You were asking for me. Let's trade the Viper.
Yeah.
We're not going to need this matchup. Then Hero Power hit him in the face again.
Yep.
Probably going to be a Fel Barrage next turn.
Especially if... Oh, Deceptor. Okay.
We can Fel Barrage Hero Power.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think that's fine. I mean, I was going to Illidar Studies, but I think that Hero Power is fine. So we'll go Barrage into Hero Power. We've got the Immolation Aura. We got Mage Hunter if needed. There are some Death Rattles in this deck. Oh, okay.
There's Mancrick.
Ooh, that's not gonna be great.
Do we Felgorger here?
Yeah, if we Felgorger and get Barrage, that deals with the 3/4.
Yeah. We got a Fury.
That doesn't help us, so we'll just pass.
I mean, we could have just Furied and gone face, but
it's a +2 attack Fury.
Okay.
I don't like Fury unless it's at least +3.
Okay. Ray's dead.
So we get a Neophyte and yeah, okay. We can Chaos Leech the 3/4.
Yeah, we can. And then use the 4/3 to kill the 2/3.
Yeah, and then we could even use the Fury to kill the Neophyte if we wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So Chaos Leech. Or if we're gonna do that, I guess it doesn't matter.
Well, it leaves us with a 4/1 on the board.
Yeah, well, I was thinking something else, but either way we're taking 3 damage. So we will go ahead and Fury. Won't forget to use our Hero Power, not that it matters.
Yeah.
We need to start utilizing some of these cards to try to get Skull into the
But
left.
it does matter. Not forgetting to use the hero power does matter if we play Jace.
No, it didn't matter because we attacked either way. It's not how many times you use your hero power.
It's how many times your hero attacks.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, this is an easy Immolation Aura.
Okay.
I think we Warp Blades first.
Okay.
Do we? Maybe we don't need a Warp Blades first because we can finish it off with hero power.
Yeah.
So we attack first. Go face first.
Yep.
And we're gonna
Immolation Aura.
Yeah. We can do Immolation. I guess that order doesn't matter. Then we're gonna hero power this down, and then do we pre-equip the Warblades?
I don't hate that. I mean, do you think he's running Restaurant Viper?
Possibly. Every deck's running Restaurant Viper right now.
So if we pre-equip it and he has Restaurant Viper, we get nothing out of it.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and just Illidar Studies then. See what we get. Oh, Gul'dan. We don't want a Skull of Gul'dan. Let's go with Crimson Runner so we can just draw now.
Yeah. Jeez. We just said we didn't want that.
Yeah.
So he's digging for another neophyte.
Okay. We get it. We get it. Ugh. Okay, this is fine.
Yeah.
So I guess that won't matter. I think we save us some face. We run the Sigil Runner into the 2/1.
Yeah, and then we run the 2 6/4 demons with Rush into the 4/3s.
Yeah, and then we hero power and go face for 2.
Yep.
He's just all about the neophytes, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Like, all he wants to do is deny us spells.
There's Benedictus. Okay.
So 3.
So
8.
here we Warblades, Chaos Strike, see what we draw, hero power.
A Warblades Chaos Strike, I like that. Draw another Warblades. So my thought is we can hero power, or we can use the Mage Hunter to try to move some of these skulls further left.
I don't hate that, yeah.
But then we still have to... Well, we could just Fellfire Deadeye next turn. Yeah, we're just throwing away the Mage Hunter at this point. We take 1 extra damage this way, but... I think it sets us better for Skull of Gul'dan.
Yeah, so there's a Void Shard. Okay. Another Void Shard.
Double Void Shard. Okay, so we play the Fellfire Deadeye. Then we Skull.
Gul'dan, yep.
Okay, that's good. Viper is not important. I think we go ahead and Chaos Strike here.
I agree.
It's good to have. We'll hero power. Let's trade the Viper.
Yep.
And then we go face and get some health.
Yep.
We have the other Warglaves. Now we just need the performers and for him to have a decent board. We don't even need the full combo.
He just traded his Restaurant Viper.
Ooh, smart. Good call. Okay, I don't get that.
What I'm seeing is 8 health on the board. Now more. You wanted him to have a good board. There's a decent board.
But we didn't draw the expendable performers.
So
we need to Skull of Gul'dan.
Yep.
Expendable performers will go down to 4 if we draw it, and we can do the combo now.
Okay.
So Skull of Gul'dan, get expendables. Nope. Expendables. Nope. Expendables. None of those are expendables.
Nope.
Okay. So let's trade the guild. Do we trade the guild traders, or we use them with? If we use them with Immolation Aura, we could clear the board.
No, we can't. Unless you're gonna go face into the Divine Shield first.
We'll need to. Yeah. Let's.
But he's down to 1 card, so I don't hate that.
Face into that, and then we're going to Guild Trader.
Yep.
Immolation Aura.
Yep.
And pass. Okay.
So he has 2 cards. We have a handful.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
So if we Guild Trader
Fel Barrage, it clears his board.
Clears his board. So if we're going to do that, let's Felgorger first.
Yep.
Well, Felgorger will give us Fury, guaranteed.
Yep.
Or it might give us Chaos Leech. Okay. So we're going to Guild Trader, Fel Barrage, and then we're going to Warblades.
Yep.
We want to gain as much health as possible.
Correct, because he could top deck Rustrot Viper.
I'm going to Illidari Stars just so we have it. Spectral Sight. There's our Viper. There's the Performers. But now we're up to 22.
Doesn't really do a lot for us because now he doesn't have a board.
No, he doesn't, but he might play a minion. No. Yeah. We got him. We grinded him out. I think he put too much of those neophytes.
Yeah.
Which may have been because maybe he thought we were an OTK like quest.
Right.
But we never played the quest, so maybe he just thought we were a non-quest OTK.
Well, we're 1-1, so let's play one more and see what happens.
Okay. Sounds good. I've been seeing a lot of really odd priests, either like Questline priest. That was probably the most normal priest I've seen in a while. But I haven't seen Shadow Priest in quite a while. It hasn't really been playable that I've seen.
Yeah. All right, Shaman.
Thrall. And I am 2-0 versus Shaman with this deck. Get small sample size, not a lot of games.
Immolation Aura, Fel Barrage, Jace. Do we throw back Jace and keep the other 2?
Yeah, because he's probably going to develop minions early. The Fel Barrage is probably less important than the Immolation Aura, but they're also cheap, just in case we get a skull. Ooh.
Kurtrus nice. Early's not bad. So
Kurtrus.
Hero and Power face.
Felgorger is probably going to draw some kind of card that allow us to attack for decent damage, so that's good.
Yeah.
It'll draw us Furies, or it'll draw us Chaos Strikes. I like it when it draws Chaos Strikes because it's card draw.
Okay. So he traded on turn 1. So I think we Chaos Strike face.
I think so. Warblades will be nice for some healing later.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of Freeze Shaman and like this bursty damage Shaman are the 2 Shaman I've seen lately. Freeze being the more popular one.
Right. So.
Wait, how do you get a One Thief?
Coin One Thief.
Oh, it's not a Shaman. It's a rogue. I was like, how did they get it?
Yeah.
Well, this is a clear. Ooh. So I mean, we can just Fel Barrage this.
Yeah.
But I wonder. So we can Immolation Aura, then Fel Barrage. It'll clear the board. No, we don't have that
We
much
don't have
mana.
enough mana for that.
So what's more important to do then? The immolation aura then?
Yeah, because that'll bring the Knoll down to within killing distance next turn.
Yeah. And then we'll hero power just hit face.
Yeah.
We could Warblades hero power next turn. We can Felgorger.
Right. We have options, is basically.
Yeah, we have lots of options, yeah.
So what's your record against Rogue?
I have not played a rogue with this.
Okay.
Again, I'm not sure if my tracker sees that as a rogue or not. So, okay. It counts us into Michigan.
Yeah. Do we just Felgorger here?
I think so. I think we just Felgorger here.
Do we
Fel
Barrage?
They'll clear the 4/3.
It will.
I don't hate that.
And then our 4/3 combats his 3/4.
It does. What? Oh, he's using the...
He's using it to trigger the combo.
Odd. So that means he's going to trade? Yeah, he'll trade.
Well, there's a good target for a Mage Hunter.
I mean, it's gone now.
The 9/9 taunt that's in his deck?
Oh, well, I would have rather Mage Hunter the Michigan before it
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah.
because that'll be 2 9/9s.
That's true.
And the Mage Hunter doesn't really help that. Do we Fel Barrage Warblades?
Yeah, I think if you were going to set up Warblades, now would be the time.
Do we swing with it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Because if he has a Viper, I don't hate it so much because we can
Demon Render
Kurthus.
next turn, yeah.
Yeah. Which we're going to Demon Render, and then that sets us up for a Skull the following turn.
Yeah.
We have the combo in our hand, but we have to get 9 mana for that.
Maybe he gets our Restaurant Viper.
Now he got our
Thalnos.
That means we have a parlay. We might get Michigan.
Yeah, that would be good.
So we're gonna Kurtrus
Yeah.
and then just run one of the minions into that.
Yep.
Still hold our attack.
Yep.
Okay. So we can Illidar Studies into Skull, which will give us. I think it's the same mana at that point, really.
Right.
But it'll. Oh, okay. Trust no one. Alacrity. Kind of want him to develop on the board at this point. So we want to
just
draw
parlayed again. So we now have 2 parlays in our deck.
What he parlayed an Immolation Ore. That's fine. Okay, so we're not going to get a Felfire Deadeye. I would like to get the other performers off of this. So let's Illidar Studies into. I think it's good to have a Chaos Leech, right?
I think Chaos Leech is probably a good choice.
Skull, Mage Hunter, Parlay. Do we just parlay?
I think so, yeah.
Ooh. That makes that 2 mana?
Yeah.
Doesn't really help.
No. Do we trade the Guild Trader?
I think so. Ooh, I like that. Do we just go face?
I think so. Make him be the one to trade.
With our phase 2, or
Yeah, we might as well get a swing in before he restaurants it.
so we have a 0-mana Mage Hunter just in case he gets some kind of taunt. I wish we would have gotten expendable performers.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to wait till 9 to play the combo, honestly. But he's low enough now. We don't even need the full combo.
That's true.
So we'll do 2 damage, 4 damage with this. So we won't need the full 12.
There's the other war blades.
So we chaos each one of the 3/3s.
Yep. And then I think we Fury, Swing Face.
Fury, swing face, and go ahead and Fury, hero power.
Yeah.
Swing face, and go ahead and equip the Eldrazi Warblades.
Yes.
Because again, if he plays a Viper, I'm fine. Because that's one more minion. That's what, 4 health to add to our combo?
Yeah.
Parlay.
Oh, you got our Jace.
But he doesn't get anything off Jace. If he plays it. So now we just... we win.
Yeah, we just win here.
This is lethal. So we'll Fellfire, Deadeye, then Expendable Performers, and oh, that's fine. We got 2. Whew. No. Oh. Oh.
That was close.
That was very close. I think we'd still be fine, though.
Oh!
He tried.
Oh, that's
that's
even
fine.
better for us.
Yeah, it's better for us. So we go
Fellfire.
Then we hero power.
Yeah.
It'll be free. Then we Expendable Performers, and then we go off.
Yep.
We only need, what, 3 trades?
Yeah. Hero
But
power.
we'll just keep doing it. Just waiting for him. But that's the combo.
Nice. And go face.
And, well, I'd like to go face. You must be able to short delay.
Yeah. All right.
That's how the deck works. Again, I'm right at 50%. Like, my win rate is exactly 50% with it right now. After 40 games. So I'm 20-20 with it.
Nice. So, okay.
My first, 6 games I lost because I was making lots of mistakes.
Yeah.
So,
learning,
there's
the learning curve of the deck.
It's definitely a learning curve. So don't come out thinking, oh, I can't win anything with it. It takes time. And you can win with the combo or you can win with Jace. Because Jace sometimes is upwards of 10, 11 face damage.
Yeah.
Depending how much you have on there. And against the deck that doesn't have minions, those barrages just go face. So that's even more damage.
Okay. All right. Well, that it was fun. It looked like fun, actually.
It's ton. This is the type of deck I like playing, even if I'm losing, because it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of like no minion Quest Mage. It didn't have a great win rate, but people were playing with it because it's fun.
Gotcha. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us this week. Reminder, we will not have a show next week as we will be celebrating the Christmas holidays with our families. We will be back the first Monday of 2022. So if you have any questions or comments about the show, please email us at heropowerpodcast@gmail.com. Hit that subscribe button below on YouTube if you've not done so already. For more details, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/heropower. And we'll see you all again next time.
Bye, guys.